This Whiskey Christmas Cocktails on Old Fashioned Football episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code OFFSGPN to get a 50% deposit bonus of up to $1,000. We're also brought to you by Rebet, a new sports book available in 45 states. Download Rebet in your app store and use promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Start crushing college football in the NFL with Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
Hey, what's up? This is Sam Acho, and you're listening to Old Fashioned Football.
Old Fashioned Football.
Make this deal right now, you pancake eating mother.
All right, deal.
Old Fashioned Football.
Welcome to Old Fashioned Football. If you're wondering who you listen to, this is J Mark. You can find me on the X at J Mark Football. And if you're wondering who us is, that's at Old Fashioned FB. Before I keep going, we're doing something a little different today. We'll talk about that in a second. But I got to bring in my co-host on the pod and in life. You can find her on the X at the Mur Mark. Mur, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good.
Feel like I'm breaking out the old radio voice, 88.9 KSTM. Because
you sound a little sickly.
A little sickly. I'm fine. I keep telling myself I'm fine. It's just a little cold. So I'm not going to be a baby about the cold like usual.
I was going to point out like something you did, and now I think I'm not because I forgot you were sick, but this is not why you did it.
What? What did I do?
The fact that we have like 10 drinks in front of us. So
they're just a drink each. Like
I know,
I made
but
one
you
drink,
split
but I
it,
split
and this is intense. And I obviously everyone knows my work schedule. So you were the bartender for most of these.
Yes.
I did make my classic one. But you divvied it out here.
Yeah, I did divvy
I guess
it
this
out.
means you don't get to try this one because
Well, I don't think that's the case, but
I think so. I'm not getting sick.
Shout out to the chat. Jamie says, "Hey ladies, how's it going, Jamie? Hope all is well." We're going to do a little different this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Usually our start sits, which if you have start sit questions, throw them in the chat. We'll still answer them, of course. But just it's getting the holidays, you know. All of our listeners are obviously in the playoffs. We determined that last week, 100% success rate 100%. In the playoffs.
Unless you're in a listener league, then obviously you can't be.
You can't all 100%. Be in. Right. But, you know, this time of year, the fantasy football is dwindling down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I still have a shot at, I believe, 4, maybe 5 championships. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully can bring home the gold. I will not be bringing home the belt that Nick has in his league, unfortunately. But
I won the belt before it was an official belt.
You had the little tiny belt, right?
It was a big belt, but it wasn't the official fantasy football belt.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want a redo.
You want a redo. Nick, she wants a redo. Yeah, I have not won the belt. I'm in the playoffs every single year except this year. I did terrible. Just terrible. Mm-hmm. It's the first year in his league that I've really struggled. I guess getting rid of defense and kickers, which was the change this year, I guess that did me in. Maybe I was riding on those defenses and kickers. I'm glad I didn't say riding on that D and kickers. Let's answer a question real quick before we start talking about some cocktails. JD Olis, maybe 510. J Dollars. Thank you. I'm not hip enough to read that as dollars. J Dollars saying, "Hey, how's it going? We're good. How are you? Thanks for tuning in." Pick 2, Rico Dowdle, Brian Robinson Jr., Aaron Jones, and Rachaad White. I'm going to automatically say you have to go with Brian Robinson Jr. Yeah, you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He immediately stood out.
I think Brian Robinson Jr. is a must start. So
I would agree.
My other one, I know Bucky Irving gets a lot of carries, but Dallas's run defense is bad, and Rachaad White does very well catching the ball. They play Dallas, so I think Rachaad White.
It's a great matchup for him.
Yeah.
I would definitely. I was thinking him too. Is it just pick 2?
It's pick 2.
Ooh, and we agreed. Well, I think Brian Robinson Jr.
My runner-up
stands
is Aaron
out.
Jones. I do think Rico Dowdle will
Mhm.
get kind of slowed by that Tampa Bay defense. So I think Brian Robinson and Rashad White's your answer there.
Mhm.
Aaron Jones is a backup.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I.
You, she.
Yeah, I think I agree there. I agree there just because I like the matchup for Rashad White. And if you're on the fence there, then Aaron Jones.
Yeah. Then Aaron
He has
Jones.
a decent matchup. It's not the best. It's not super favorable. Right in the middle there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that I just think you got to go Brian Robinson, Rashad White. I think that's the answer. Jamie is saying, I have Bijan and Connor both ranked pretty high. Mixon is also on my roster, my flex. Would I be crazy to start Garendo over Mixon? I have him ranked super high in my top 5. Whew. Garendo has looked pretty good, but Mixon is a stud. And I just have this thing of never sit your studs, right? And even though Garendo's showing that flash, it feels like the 49ers are a bit of a train wreck right now. I think you got to go Mixon. Trent Williams going to be out, potentially out for the season. That's big for their line. You're disagreeing.
This is difficult.
You
This
like
is
his
difficult.
matchup?
I like because I do like the matchup
Mhm.
against Miami. It's hard to know. I don't feel like the way they run the ball.
Jamie pointing out Mixon's banged up and Texans already locked in their playoff seed. Yeah, and I can see why you would weigh that in. I know I'm throwing Mixon in all my leagues.
But do you have somebody like Garendo that
probably not. I was trying to think.
Mixon's and their matchup is they have a really tough matchup.
Yeah, I guess the guys I have Mixon in my flex.
I'm gonna
just
because I feel like I'm gonna say I think I would do it.
You would start him Garendo. All right, there you go. Feel free
to
to
make a decision there. I think I would do it.
Yeah,
I think there's with that for matchups. If you're looking at matchups, Garendo has a much easier matchup.
Yeah,
we know they run the ball. Last week they had a more difficult matchup, but the week before that he got 28 points.
Yeah, no, he had a big game. Yeah, that first game he kind of got the start for sure. Yeah, so you're for Garendo. So you got to pick which one you're going to go with. I know you're going to go with her. That's fine. That's fine.
I would do it. I think there's a high chance of a better reward for fantasy there.
Yeah. So thanks, Jay Dallas. Thanks, Jamie, for your questions. Appreciate it. I'm doing it. I only because I trust Miranda, except when it comes to Kyron Tate.
Hey, have I been wrong on Kyron? I don't think so.
You're just too excited about him. What's up, Josiah? If you're just joining us, we're going to be talking some cocktails. Feel free to put in your start sits, but we're going to start with we got 5 Christmas cocktails. So if you're looking for a cocktail to make with whiskey, and if you're not,
5 because
why not?
3 wasn't enough.
No,
4 wasn't enough.
Options.
5.
You got to give people options. By the way, don't forget to check out the SGPN app. It's free. You can find all the podcasts from Sports Gambling Podcast Network. You can find all the picks pages, all the articles. I'm writing an article a day for every day there's a bowl game. So make sure you all check that out. And you can get that on the App Store. Any app store you have, just search for the SGPN app. So, let's kick this off with the first cocktail. And we needed 5. We want to give people a variety.
I know. And these are some fun cocktails. We didn't bring you 9 like we talked about on Monday.
Right.
We condensed it to 5.
Down. Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Let's kick it off with the first one.
All right. We have a honey maple whiskey smash. We made ours with Breckenridge's High Proof. But that's 2 ounces of whiskey. We did a 1 ounce honey simple syrup, 1/2 ounce of fresh lemon juice, and please use fresh lemon juice. I have caught Justin using the lemon juice out of the lemons, the plastic lemons you get.
Yeah.
The concentrated
I know
lemon.
what you're talking
It's
about.
not right. Just don't do it. Use a fresh lemon.
I don't know which is worse.
And then are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
And then we've
kidding
got a 1/2 ounce of maple syrup. We did find a lot of holiday whiskey cocktails had maple in them. We tried
Yes.
vary a little bit, but this one did have a half ounce of maple syrup, 2 dashes or multiple. Throw more in there of the Angostura. I had to.
Angostura.
I always say Sutra. Give me the Sutra bitters, and 2 sprigs of fresh rosemary. Well, I guess the rosemary on top should have told you what
now
this
I'm wondering
was.
if I put it in the wrong one.
Did you put it in the wrong one?
Well, because this tasted different than I thought.
I think it's
I
supposed
do
to go
want
on
to say
this
real
one.
quick, our honey simple syrup, I used the honey that we get right here in Winterset from Bad Bee Honey. Todd and Terry Scott, they have amazing honey. We've been buying from them for a lot.
It's this one.
It's this one?
No, that one's cinnamon.
Okay. This one, I thought I tasted cinnamon, so it threw me. But anyway, shout out to Bad Bee Honey. If you're ever in the Winterset area, you can ask us how to get it because it's really good. Real quick, while we're trying this, Hunter says Scary Terry or Ford at flex. I'm not trusting Jerome Ford. He, besides some big plays here and there, I don't like his abilities. I mean, he's not very efficient. And they're starting Dorian Robinson-Thompson instead of famous Jameis Winston. That's going to bite them in the ass. They're going to be behind and not run the ball. I say you go with Scary Terry.
I would agree with that.
Recipe sounds good.
Well, I can tell you it's very good. And this isn't on our little recipe card that we have here, but we kind of torched the rosemary for a quick second.
Yeah.
And this is so good. So
we got a good one here. We're going to put this on the keeper list.
Yeah, this is good. This tastes good. The whole combination. I don't know where you're getting cinnamon. Rosemary and cinnamon are not the same thing. Just FYI.
Oh, really?
Oh, it has a spice or a flavor to it. It must be cinnamon.
Can you tell though that I use real lemon juice? Like, does that stand out?
Oh my gosh. So the concentrated lemon in that lemon, it's super concentrated. So it's very why are you telling me you didn't use a fresh lemon?
Well, Jamie's saying not everyone can be all fancy and use real lemons.
Okay, but if you can use a real lemon.
But can you tell though?
Otherwise, I think I would. Yes. No, stop it. Otherwise, I would use, if you're going to use that concentrated lemon juice, water it down a little bit.
So what do you think I used?
A real lemon.
You would be wrong. We don't have any lemons.
Yes, we do.
We do.
You use the fake stuff? Oh my God. Nuh-uh. You're trapping me.
Entrapment.
But there's pulp in a different one. What is that stuff?
I don't know what you're talking about yet.
Okay.
We'll get to that when we get to it, right?
You use concentrated lemon?
I did.
Did you water it down?
No, I just looked up how you should vary it, compared to a real lemon. Yes.
Okay, well, that's what you need to do, and that's what I was saying. If you're going to use that, make sure you're not just like
so
doing
I didn't
one
put
for
a
one.
half ounce of that.
Okay,
in there.
because I was going to say it doesn't taste like that, and if you've ever done just a half ounce of that stuff, it's intense.
This is a really refreshing one.
It is.
Don't you think?
It is, and it does like the rosemary makes it Christmassy. Yeah, like you just get that on the nose when you're drinking.
Yeah, it keeps kind of going up my nose and itching it, but
I'm so glad we're not sharing for this one.
I'm going to remove that while we answer a couple questions. Josiah saying, I have a lot tonight. Tua, Love, or Rodgers? Oh, man. Well, I get your hesitancy to start Tua after that dud that he put up last week. And then there's Jordan Love, who has been pretty solid all year. And then we have Aaron Rodgers, who I shouldn't say out of nowhere. I know he's had good games before, but Aaron Rodgers had a really big game. Do you think that can continue? That's what you got to ask yourself.
No.
They play the Rams, who have not been great against the pass. So I can see the argument for him. Jordan Love actually has a little bit of a tough matchup against the Saints. They're kind of middle of the road. And then Tua goes against, checking my notes here, San Francisco, which their defense has been decent. I think I got to go with Rodgers. Am I crazy?
Hold on a minute. I'm just looking.
He's got
this advice matters too. It really matters for how I want this to play out.
What are you looking at the league that he's in with us and seeing if I want to give him good advice or not?
I wanted to see because I'm in the playoffs with the Hoys,
yes, right,
against all of them.
Yes,
it's me and them. So in this Final Four,
yeah,
I
would go. Rodgers.
So I didn't know if I wanted to partake in this because I don't want to
Well,
influence badly, but I now this sounds horrible. I really do want you to win. So, what did you say? You would go
I would go with Rodgers. He's got the best
Rodgers?
matchup. He's coming off of a big game. I think he wants to finish strong.
mm,
That's my opinion. While you're looking at that, can I go ahead and answer the next one? You
Absolutely.
good with that? Tight end Njoku or Otten? Got to go Otten. Dorian Robinson
Mhm.
Thompson is starting for the Browns. We don't even know if Njoku's going to play. He's missed the last 2 games, I believe. I think you got to go Kate Otten there. You're on board?
yes, I am.
Okay. And then for flex, McConkey or Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen did have 24 points against Detroit the last time they played them. So that kind of stands out to me of wanting to start
Mhm.
him. I know the Bears organization is a little bit in shambles, but then the other thing, Lad McConkey is going to be lined up against Patrick Surtain, I think, and he is a shutdown corner. So I think you got to go Keenan Allen there.
And he'll be playing Certain.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thoughts?
I don't know. That one's hard for me because
McConkey or
Mhm.
Allen? Because we've looked like shit.
yes,
Is that why?
because the Bear. Well, yes, but I mean, I don't know. You're right. Keenan Allen has had some pretty decent games, and even though we thought that now that we're out of the playoffs, we're definitely going to win out. I think I could agree with you. I could get on board with Keenan Allen,
Yeah.
but definitely Kate Otten.
Yeah. Hunter's asking Joe Burrow or Daniels. Joe Burrow leading the league in, I believe, passing yards and passing
Mhm.
touchdowns. The record doesn't show it, though. Jaden Daniels with his rushing ability. And Paul Stevie checking in saying he doesn't know how we can say McConkey with a straight face. What's up, Paul? Sorry. I saw a text flash across as I'm looking at some matchups here. So Burrow goes against Cleveland, which is it's a semi-tough matchup for him.
Mhm.
I don't know if he'll struggle too bad. He had 18 points against them last time in fantasy football. What do you thought? What are your thoughts right off
Sorry,
the bat?
I'm looking at another question and another player.
You're looking
Let me go
ahead.
back. I am looking.
Jaden Daniels goes against the Eagles, which I think they're
Mhm.
going to play tough because it's that division game. But the Eagles' defense has been very good. He got 15 against them. I think I got to go Joe Burrow. Just because
that was my gut feeling was Burrow. But after looking, I do agree.
Yeah. Jamie pointing out Njoku didn't practice, might be out again, and also
Mhm.
playing third string quarterback. Yeah, I'm staying away from him. It's
Mhm.
K. Otten or bust there. Half PPR from BT says bench 1, Neighbors, McLaurin, Puka, or Nico Collins.
I would not be. Don't bench Puka.
I think, I don't know. I don't trust Drew Lock enough. I don't think they've gotten the Ochem, him and Neighbors, and Drew
Mhm.
Lock is getting the start. So I think if you have to bench one of those, I think it's got to be Neighbors. I know it's hard to sit a guy like him. He's a stud, but thoughts?
Well, I'm not benching Puka or Collins. What is Lauren? I feel like I just looked this up. Their matchup for
Oh, they do go against the Eagles, so he does have a tough matchup.
which one, McLaurin or
McLaurin
Neighbors?
does.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's Scary Terry. I like him.
I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to know how Neighbors is gonna
Yeah.
do with Locke.
Yeah. So we're saying bench Neighbors, and then Minnesota or Arizona defense. Arizona goes against Carolina, who it's hard to trust. Minnesota goes against Seattle, who also
Mhm.
haven't been great. That's a tough one. I think I'm going Minnesota. They got a lot to play for. They could steal the NFC North division, which would essentially give them the number 1 seed, I think.
Mhm.
So I think they're going to be playing harder. Josiah says you want him to win because you think you can beat him in the finals.
Of course. I'm winning out.
Jonathan checking in saying Bo Nix, Anthony Richardson, or Michael Penix. Yeah, Mike. We kind of breezed over that, but Kirk Cousins getting benched. Michael
Mhm.
Penix will get the start. What do you think?
Yeah, we didn't even bring injury report updates or anything like that.
Well, it's Wednesday. Everybody's
Wednesday.
injured today.
Yeah, everybody is.
This is tough because I love Michael Penix. I
Have
think
to
he's
go
a hell of a quarterback. And they have a good matchup against the Giants. I just don't know what to expect out of his first start. I could see him coming out a little bit flat while he tries to build his rhythm, But on the other hand, he's been sitting, he's been learning. So you would expect him to come out kind of firing. Bo Nix goes against the Chargers, who are middle of the road against quarterbacks in fantasy football.
I think that's a favorable matchup for him.
And then Anthony Richardson plays Tennessee. I don't think in the semifinals or the playoffs, I don't think I can trust a quarterback that's never made a start. So for me, I'm automatically not trusting Penix. And it's between Bo Nix or Anthony Richardson. And Richardson's passing.
I was going to say, I'm going Nix.
Yeah. Richardson's passing has been bad. Obviously running the ball very well. That's what he does. But his passing game, 17 for 38 the last game, 172 yards, 2 interceptions, 12 for 24 for 109 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions, 11 for 28 for 172. That's his last 3 games. Now he made up some of that with the running ability, but if I'm Tennessee, I'm just focused on stopping his rushing ability, and you go Bo Nix.
Yeah. Nix has had some interceptions lately too, just FYI.
He's been
throwing them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do.
Jamie pointed out McConkey could have a big day because he plays a lot in the slot. That is true. Surtain wouldn't cover him in the slot. I just love that defense for Broncos in general. I know they've given up some big games, but I do like them. Real quick, before we get onto our second cocktail, Miranda, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about Underdog Fantasy?
We are brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Pick'em has one of the biggest menus for all sports. Their lobby is jam-packed with profit boosts, and you can now use specials and boosts on all flex entries. We're going to be giving out our Thursday plays tomorrow on our YouTube shorts, so make sure you're subscribed. But go sign up with promo code OFFSGPN to claim your special pick plus first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. That's UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code OFFSGPN.
All right. And we are also brought to you by Rebet. Rebet is a new social sports book available in 45 states. There are plenty of betting opportunities available on Rebet. It's easy to use and great for people in states where traditional sports books may be restricted. Download Rebet in the App Store and use promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $100. That's Rebet, promo code SGPN. All right.
That first drink is Christmas in a glass.
Christmas in a glass.
Just saying.
Yeah, I think it's really good. That's definitely one that, when we're getting together with family, it's like, do you guys want a special Christmas cocktail? This is a good option, in my opinion. It's probably because of the honey we used. That honey is damned good. just saying. Let's talk about the next one a little bit. I'll read this one while you do a little try-in here. This is a cinnamon maple whiskey sour. Now, if you're a whiskey drinker, you know that most sours have egg white in them for frothiness. We did skip on the egg white. I know, Miranda, sometimes you like that at a bar.
I'm weird. At home, I don't want to put an egg white in my drink. If I'm out and I get a cocktail that has egg white in it and somebody else is prepping it and putting it in my drink, I'm fine with it.
Fine with it. Okay, that's
But
fair.
me putting an egg white in my own drink myself, I'm not fine with it.
That's fair. So I skipped that. But this recipe, cinnamon maple whiskey sour, 2 ounces of bourbon or rye whiskey. We're using Redwood Empire Emerald Giant cask strength because I thought of cinnamon, I thought of maple, I thought you want that rye spice, and that's the rye. What's that?
I was going to say, this is what I thought I saw pulp in, but it's cinnamon.
It's cinnamon.
Holy crap. You made this one. How much cinnamon is in this? I guess we're about to find out.
3/4 ounce fresh lemon juice, which we did not use fresh. Sorry. 1/2 ounce maple syrup, 1 egg white optional. Again, we didn't use that. A 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a dash of Angostura bitters, and then a cinnamon stick is optional. We went sans cinnamon stick. I thought about grabbing one and cutting it in half. So that we could each have half of one, but I decided not to. So while you're tasting that, Jamie heard if you mix Captain Morgan spice rum and Bush beer, it tastes like chocolate milk.
Gross.
I'm not going to try it, but I'm going to trust you there. And my dad checking in saying have some of them ready on Friday. Did you get a chance to try this one yet?
Yeah. And it reminds me of something it reminds me of apple pie filling.
Yeah, very much so. With the cinnamon and an apple. I don't know where the apple taste is coming from, but I definitely taste the apple.
Apple pie filling.
Yeah.
Or like those apple
This tastes
Like
like an
a-
apple pie, kind of.
Yeah,
You got
apple
the rye
pie.
spice. That's your crust.
Which
Um,
this again is like kind of Christmassy.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
much so. This would be good at Thanksgiving too. I feel
Mhm.
like, don't you?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
this is good though.
It
This
is good. We're 2 for 2. 2 for 2. We picked some random. Now the last one you'll recognize, it's Miranda's traditional specialty around Christmas, but the other ones we picked kind of randomly,
Mhm.
and so 2 for 2. I'm happy with
Yeah.
those results.
I like one better than two. So I do like that
So you enjoyed the honey maple whiskey
the whiskey smash.
better than the cinnamon maple whiskey
Yeah.
sour.
Mhm. I do.
All right.
But this is still really good. This is like apple pie in a glass.
This is good. I like
Mhm.
it. Should we move on to the next so we're not finishing them before we get to the fifth one?
Yes. What?
Well, if we finished all 4 of these before we get to the last and final one, the last and final one's probably going to taste good no matter what.
Where's the other one of those? Where'd you put it?
You put it somewhere, I thought. Oh, it's right here.
You
That
put
one's
it
yours.
somewhere.
I put it somewhere. How dare I accuse
Okay.
you?
Anyway, let's go to our next one.
All right, I'll let
Mhm.
you talk about this one. I'm on the fence about this one.
Well, it's very dark, and I know why. So, this is the holiday old fashioned that we're trying next, and we went with Savage and Cook's bourbon. You can do bourbon or rye in this one. We did 2 ounces of bourbon. It's so dark. That orange looks weird in it because we used a half ounce of molasses,
Mhm.
2 dashes, or we're pretty liberal with our bitters.
Yeah,
I like to.
it's not just a little dash.
No, it's like 4 or 5 dashes of. Yeah. Anyway, Angostura bitters, and then we have the orange peel and 2 whole cloves.
Don't accidentally swallow the clove.
And that orange slide is a slice.
Yeah, if you can't find orange slides at the store, you can go with a slice. That works too.
The graphic
Um,
designer is getting fired again. We're just going
Always.
through them. So, what did you think of this?
The molasses is a little
it's-
too strong for
It
me.
smells like molasses.
Yeah, we picked the Savage and Cook bourbon because we love it,
Mhm.
and the molasses was throwing me. So I thought, well, add something delicious like Savage and Cook in there. It might make it different, but I don't think I like a drink with molasses in it. Your thoughts?
It tastes like a tree.
What?
Like, do you know what I mean? Like the smell of tree bark,
I'm not sure I'm getting that, but
like a very earthy tree bark
a
in
very
the woods.
earthy tree
Yeah.
bark. I can't get past the molasses
No,
taste.
this is a no. Do not make a holiday old fashioned. We just ruined the whiskey we put in this.
I'm not gonna let it go to waste though because
Oh
it
my
is Savage
gosh.
and Cook
It
bourbon.
almost smells like eggnog too, though. Smell it again.
I don't get any of that. Okay.
The orange and the molasses smell
Maybe
like
now I get
eggnog.
it a little bit. Now that's fucking with me a little bit.
This is
but
a failure.
yeah. It's not the bourbon. Trust me, I love this bourbon straight. It's having molasses with it, not a friend.
How does it
Or
not
a
taste
fan.
like earthy tree bark
I'm
Like,
just not getting
with
that.
dirt on it? Like all of it?
Yeah, just not getting that. Just myself. So
But it smells like eggnog.
yeah. If you want to make an old fashioned, we have a recipe at number 5 that we think you should make. Let's answer a couple questions real
Mhm.
quick. Nick Fortune checking in on the podcast saying, I heard that if you mix 2 parts Crown Royal, 1 part triple sec, and some apple juice, it's called Carpenter's Piss, and I heard it tastes lovely. Another one that I don't think, unless somebody wants to, so Jamie, if Jamie wants to buy us the Captain Morgan spiced rum, I will pick up the Bush beer. That's not very very expensive. We'll try that on air and tell you if it tastes like chocolate milk. Same to you, Nick. If you got some Crown laying around, I think we might have triple sec. I can get the apple juice and we'll try it. I mean, I know a lot of people on reels and stuff that they try suggestions. We can do that. MC Bowling says, is there an argument to start AR-15 over Daniels given the matchups?
I mean, there could be an argument.
I can see the argument because he has a much better
Mhm.
matchup. I get that. And he's got that rushing ability. Jaden Daniels also great rushing ability, hasn't been using it as much. And then Daniels against that Eagles defense. I think, it goes back to you don't sit your studs. And I think you play Jaden Daniels because he's a stud. And I think it's going to be a highly competitive game.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. I think you got to start him. What are your thoughts?
I am hesitant against starting
Are you?
Richardson. Mhm.
Oh, against starting Richardson. I thought you were going to say Daniels. I mean, if you look,
he does have. It's a tough.
he had 15
Oops.
last time he played the Eagles. Only 15 points. He went 22 for 32, 191 yards, a touchdown, interception. Only ran for 18 yards. That's the thing. He did not run a lot against them because
Mhm.
they play well against rushing quarterbacks. You know, Cooper DeJean plays that quarterback spy, former Iowa cornerback. But I just think at this time of year, you can't sit your studs.
No,
I think you got to go
can't-
with
I
him.
don't think I could sit him.
And Anthony Richardson, I mean, with his interceptions and his play, who knows if he ends
Mhm.
up getting benched or something? I don't know. But that's just my opinion. I do get the argument. I think you could really argue it, but I still would go with Jaden Daniels. Thanks for checking in, MC Bowling. I'm a terrible bowler, but I'm assuming you're a good bowler since your photos bowling. So yeah, thanks for checking in though. Before we keep going, I
Mhm.
just wanted to let everybody know that we're brought to you by MyBookie.ag. SGPN started out with MyBookie, and now we are back. Check out the new and improved website, great on mobile, plus props for every game and a live dealer casino. They even have new early cash out options. Just head over to MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus a $10 casino chip. Let's go play some blackjack. That's MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Have you ever wanted to create your own sports betting model for football? Do you even know what a sports betting model is? SGPN's proud partner Rhythm is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive betting models in seconds and get predictions for betting on money lines, spreads, totals, and props. Build your own model, copy one of the top performing models from the leaderboard, or press build a model for me, and Rhythm gives you predictions for every game and player prop and also has a myriad of stats, research, and trends analysis to give you even more betting insights. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. All right, we are back. It looks like we got a couple more comments flowing in. So let's see what we got. MC Bowling says, playing Tennessee could be a feast for AR. My thing in Philly scares me. Jaden did get me here, so I'm really leaning towards him. Yeah, I think you have to rely on your studs. You know, they got you there. Nick Fortune saying AR only good for his rushing yards. That's true. I mean, if I'm Tennessee, that's all I'm focused. I make him.
They should
beat
be
you with the
focused.
pass.
Yeah, they should be focusing on stopping his rushing.
Yeah, absolutely. Sea Dog checking in. Looks like an Eagles fan in the house. Got that picture of Jalen Hurts. Reminds me of the Jalen Hurts signed helmet that I won at the Fantasy Football Expo 2 years ago. That thing was sweet. Anyways, pick 2, DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, Jennings, and Garendo full PPR. I mean, we got Jamie in the chat making the case for why he's starting Garendo over Joe Mixon. So there's that. Juwan Jennings, I don't like his matchup against Miami. I don't like the 49ers in general right now. I think they're trending down. Trent Williams is out. That's a huge part of their offensive line. I'm honestly staying away from all 49ers players. I'm benching Debo in one of my leagues. Feel like I just went through puberty there. I'm benching Debo. I'm benching Debo in one of my leagues because I just don't trust the passing game right now. I know Juwan has been the guy for them, but I don't trust it. Terry McLaurin, where he talked about tough matchup.
I want to say, like, going back to Juwan Jennings last week with their favorable matchup, he only had 5 fantasy points.
Yeah,
he was really limited, and now they're going against Miami.
Yeah, and I think you want to start Garendo. So for me,
I don't want
to start Garendo and Juwan Jennings. I don't want 2 from the
all
same
my eggs
team.
in one basket,
right? Because then if the offense is flat all around, you're screwed. So I'm going Isaac Garendo. Terry McLaurin has a tough matchup. I know he's a stud, but I'm going DK Metcalf. He goes against the 32nd ranked Vikings. That's as far as fantasy football points allowed to wide receivers. And DK, I mean, he's a dog. He's one of those dogs. He's a freak athlete. I think you got to go DK and Garendo. What do you think?
I'm debating on your last one there.
Oh, you're between DK and Terry McLaurin? My only problem is Terry
don't
McLaurin against
know.
that number one
Yeah, I
Eagles
know.
defense.
It's gonna be tough.
But I do
But
think
we
Terry's a guy that
also-
can get past that.
Yeah, and we're also saying like Daniels is gonna be fine.
Decent against them.
Somebody
and,
has to benefit from that.
yeah, and Terry McLaurin would be the guy. I get
Who's
what
gonna
you're
be
saying there.
benefiting?
But do you put him over a guy that's going against the worst team in the league as far as points allowed to wide receivers? By the way, last time Terry McLaurin played against Philadelphia, 2 points, 2 fantasy football points. He had one
Oh,
catch
okay.
for 10 yards. Going DK now? Did I sway you?
I don't know. This is hard. I'm on the fence. Matchup wise, it makes sense to do DK over McLaurin.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm not going to argue that. I'm just hesitant because
You
Metcalf hasn't been.
got a gut feeling telling you Terry McLaurin for
I
some
do,
reason.
but I'm trying to.
That's
It's going
fine.
against reason.
No, that's fine. Sometimes you got to go against the grain. I mean, I
Mhm.
learned that from Garth Brooks
I
at the
don't
age
know.
of 3.
Because I do think Daniels is still going to be fine against this matchup. What was that?
That was that going over your head.
Okay. I didn't even listen to you.
I noticed. I noticed.
This is one of those times where
I
everybody
said
got to
s-
see me ignore you.
I said sometimes you got to go against the grain. I learned that from Garth Brooks at the age of 3.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
Okay.
continue.
I'm going to just
You're
be
going-
ballsy and say Terry McLaurin. So I know that didn't give you an answer.
We see who's got the bigger balls in this house. By the way, I apologize for the wheezing. I'm not a pack-a-day smoker. Just got a little, Christmas cold. I mean, that's what
Mhm.
Christmas gives you in Iowa. Thanks for checking in, MC Bowling. We really appreciate it.
Mhm.
If everybody knew that's checking in, if you could subscribe, give us a like, all that helps a lot. Jamie saying Garendo over all of those. And Nick Fortune, the 49ers fan, saying, fair statement, Justin. Debo is poopy. I saw he posted
You just
something about
Don't say that on our show.
poopy.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Oh, sorry. He's shit. He's shit. How about
Okay,
that?
well, there we go.
I saw a thing where somebody said, or where Debo posted, like, it's not his fault that they're losing. He's not getting the ball enough.
Mhm.
And then somebody replied showing the highlight of when they threw the ball to him and he literally dropped it. There's nobody by him and he caught it and then threw it up in the air to drop it. Should we get on to the fourth one? I'm excited to try the fourth one.
Yeah.
All right.
This looks fun.
Yeah, this one is a citrus spice whiskey fizz, 2 ounces of whiskey. We used Keeper's Heart Irish American because a fizz drink seems kind of like a lighter thing to me. And
Mhm.
I feel like Keeper's Heart Irish American, very light drink, very
Yeah.
easy drinking.
An Irish whiskey. Yeah.
Yeah, yep. And then 3/4 ounce homemade citrus syrup, which you just happen to have. You said we got to use this soon.
I
It's
know.
gonna go
I
bad.
canned it last year when we were making candied citrus for the holidays.
Yeah.
And we have a jar of it left. And I was like, we've got to use this. We're not going to use the whole jar. Like, there's no way that's happening. But
Yeah.
I'm glad we could put it to some use.
Yeah, absolutely. And then a 1/2 ounce of fresh lemon juice or a couple squeezes of
Mhm.
the concentrate. And then a fizzy citrus soda. That's where the fizz comes in. I bought one at Trader Joe's when I was out and about yesterday
You
running
bought
our errands.
pop?
I bought one little fizzy. It's actually,
Is it
I
pop?
think it's a sparkling water, not a pop.
Oh,
which
okay. I'm
this-
okay with sparkling water.
Yeah,
We don't
really drink
we
pop.
don't drink pop.
Yes. This said to use club soda or a fizzy citrus soda. I wasn't
Okay,
going to
if
go
you
buy.
could go club soda. Is that what I'm thinking? Club soda.
I wasn't going to go buy like Fanta orange soda. I'm like,
No.
nope, I'll pass. But we got this one from Trader Joe's anyways. And then 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. Now, the interesting thing is it actually says to add those at the end, just to add them on the top. So I did that. And then a fresh
The-
rosemary sprig for garnish is optional. I did not do that. I saw you. This is very full. And you tipped it and spilled it all over your computer.
We're good.
I need a new computer. We can't afford 2 new computers. I'm
We're
just
good.
throwing that out there.
I got it.
Jamie thought only Ohio people call it pop.
No.
It's a Midwest thing.
It's a Midwest pop.
Yes, it is not soda. It's pop.
Soda.
Hey, let's get a soda, shall we? That's probably a Minnesota thing, right? Minnesota says
A
soda.
soda?
I think.
I don't know.
Josiah's in the
No.
chat. He's from Minnesota. Josiah, do you call it pop or soda?
Yeah, it's pop. He comes from not as far north, so he
His
should say-
mother says bag, not bag. So he comes from enough north that they speak weird.
They speak
Yes,
weird.
they speak weird. You were
Okay.
now when I was reading this, you were supposed to be trying it. Instead,
Oh,
you were
it's good.
spilling it.
No, I did try it though. This is good.
I think it's another nice and refreshing one. So far, the big old slurp there. I heard that.
I hope that wasn't in the mic. I'm a mess. Let's keep this moving. No, this is very light and this is an easy drink. It's easy to drink for sure. I think we're missing the rosemary. I think rosemary would have been exciting on it. No, you can't mix drinks.
I just
Oh.
you probably couldn't see that. I took the rosemary from my other one and just shoved it in here. I think that this is really good. And I get that this came up as citrus, or like the citrus and the lemon. It came up as a Christmas one because it's citrusy and fun.
Mhm.
I think this would be good during summer.
Yeah.
Or if you're doing Christmas in Arizona or something like where it's warmer.
Yeah,
I
a
feel
warm
like-
Christmas,
Yeah.
tropical Christmas.
Tropical
It's not a
Christmas.
tropical drink,
This
but
is
yeah,
a drink for you.
this is good. It's not like, I don't know, a Christmas here where it's really cold and everything. I think the first two, the apple pie-ish one,
Mhm.
the Christmas in a glass, those two, the one that's coming up, really good for cold weather.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
This is like if you're celebrating Christmas in Arizona, in Florida, in California, make this one.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely.
Texas.
This is very
Yeah.
refreshing. This would be amazing. So, everybody says like if you're mowing on a rider, it's not a lot of work. I get hot as shit out there. It's a lot of work mowing, taking the zero turnaround, all the
That's
acres.
like your you time. Like you can put some headphones in. You can
I guess I don't do that as often as I should with the headphones.
uh-huh.
Well, I guess I do, but I'm usually listening to like football games because I have to mow during college football games. And I'm like, I'm not missing this, or UFL or CFL. I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
not missing these. Anyways, I get really hot and I like something nice and refreshing after. Not a big beer drinker. This drink would be perfect.
Yeah.
This would be a really good after
it in your
mowing, really
brewmate.
hot in the summer.
Or
yeah.
put it in a brewmate
And just take it with
yeah.
me. Did you miss some parts? And there's just zigzags
Why are you mowing the
everywhere?
neighbor's lawn?
Just having fun.
Get out of here. Okay, we're done.
Should we move on to the last one, which is your famous
Yeah.
Christmas drink? I don't have the recipe because you refused to share it with me. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I did
Um,
not. This is one I just know,
Yeah, you just know it.
but I want to share it.
Yeah, so this is Miranda's Savage and Cook Bad Sweater.
Yeah,
So
which is
go for
behind
it.
us.
Yeah.
There's a little. Where is it? Okay, yeah, the little gnome.
Sweater weather. I mean, sorry, not bad sweater.
yeah,
Their
it's-
drink is bad
It's
sweater.
their bad sweater whiskey. And I did brown sugar instead of if you're making a traditional old fashioned, you might take a sugar cube, muddle it with the bitters. I used brown sugar. I don't even know if it's brown, but it's like a natural sugar cube.
Mhm.
And then I did blackstrap bitters and some of the Angostura. I almost said Sutra.
She's always thinking
and-
about that Kama Sutra.
I know. And then, hey,
More proof she doesn't really listen. I know. Hey.
okay. Anyway, let's get back to the recipe. So it is 2 ounces of Savage and Cook's Bad Sweater. I can't tell you. I'm very liberal with the bitters in this one, and it's blackstrap bitters and the Angostura, and then the brown natural raw sugar cube. And I did I have dried oranges that I make.
Mhm.
So I put a whole orange slice in here. And I did get is it the Bordeaux? Yeah, Bordeaux cherries.
Yeah.
I put one of those really dark cherries in here with a tiny, shouldn't say tiny, but like a drop or two of the juice from it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. It's my sweater weather old fashioned.
And if you get a bottle of Bad Sweater from Savage and Cook, it comes with a little ornamental top. This year they're going with the Santa Gnome again, who I think is pretty cool. They had the wooden
The Christmas ornament.
Christmas ornament once. I feel
And a
like
scarf.
and a scarf. Thank you. Yeah, the scarf that goes around the bottle, a bottle
Yes.
scarf, if you will.
Bottle scarf. This is perfect. This is, of all of the ones, this is still my favorite.
I guess I don't know since I haven't gotten to try
But
it.
then you'll
yet.
drink it, and I don't want to get sick. The whiskey will kill the germs.
Yeah, absolutely.
'Kay.
It's just a cold. I don't think I'm contagious. It's just a cold. Famous last words.
But no, this is it just hits the spot. It's so good. It's warming.
Now, did you put an ice cube in there?
Yeah, it
It
did.
just melted.
it
Well, I was
melted.
going to say it's interesting because it almost looks more like a Manhattan Now, when we were researching recipes,
Mm-hmm.
can't tell you how many things I went to that it's like famous Christmas recipes, and then you open it, it's like a Manhattan is good at Christmas. It's like, no, we're looking for something
No,
unique.
different. So
that is
you want to look,
holiday
if you want to
specific.
make a fun recipe, like get a unique bourbon or a unique whiskey or whatever your alcohol of choice is. Like find
Yes.
something that's a little bit unique and not just plain Jane, like the
Yeah.
normal. And then if you put bitters in it, switch up the bitters. And that's how like I came across this. I didn't want to do regular simple syrup or a regular sugar cube. I went with the brown raw sugar cube. And
Yeah.
then we normally put orange bitters in our old fashions with
Mhm.
the Angostura, and I didn't do that, and I put the blackstrap bitters in, which that's why this is dark. Those blackstrap bitters are very, very dark.
Yeah, for sure. Jamie wanting to
Mhm.
know if that one hits the spot, is that your go-to Kama Sutra?
It is the go-to Christmas cocktail with the Angostura bitters in it.
And speaking of whiskeys, I mean, shout out to Breckenridge for their high proof, which is a
Mhm.
105 proof that we used in the first one. Shout out to Redwood Empire. I mean, both of those, we had Brian Nolt from Breckenridge on. Go check out that podcast. We had Jeff from Redwood Empire on. Go check
Mhm.
that out. For this one, I know we didn't necessarily care for the molasses in
The
this,
bourbon is good. We
but the
ruined
bourbon is so good.
bourbon. We should have.
I love this
not done
bourbon
that.
so much. I'm still going to drink it.
Your
Um,
Christmas cocktail with this bourbon is 2 ounces neat. There you go.
There you go. That is a perfect Christmas one. But Savage and Cook, go check out
Mhm.
the 3 episodes we've done with Dylan, and obviously they are sponsoring one of our listener leagues, the Pirate
Yes.
League.
I love all of the times we've had Dylan on the show, and we've kind of like have gone through this. We've had them on during all their transition periods, or
Yeah.
like we've seen them grow,
Mhm.
and it's been exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Keeper's Heart, Irish American. If you have followed us, you know that we love Keeper's Heart. We had Kate Douglas on from there, and then their distillery, when we got to go up there multiple times now,
Mhm.
is just an amazing place. We love their distillery. So go check out the episode with them and check out the shorts when we got to do our little mixing. And Miranda almost nailed.
I
the
almost made
recipe
their
for this
for
right
that
here.
right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is an Irish whiskey mixed with an American rye style
Mhm.
whiskey. And then again, Savage and Cook, their Bad Sweater, it's their holiday themed one. This is the one that's never really changed since their start. They've continued to make a batch of Bad Sweater.
I hope they always do.
whiskey.
This is so good. It's just the perfect spiced whiskey.
Yeah, and if you get the bottle, it says Bad Sweater brown sugar and holiday spiced flavored whiskey. And I mean, when you smell it, I feel like it just smells like the holidays.
Mhm.
Smells so good.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Jamie
Alright.
saying he can. I'm gonna take these down. Jamie saying he cannot wait to win the Keeper's Heart. Only 2 victories away. You know what? You got to go through me, just so you know if I win. But that's down to my.
We can't win our leagues.
No, you're gonna see if you get second to me, you're still gonna win the whiskey. That's the fun
Mhm.
thing about it. I'll just I would just prefer it that way so that I can brag that I won our listener league. Now Miranda does not want to hear me say that for a year.
Mm-mm.
But
Take him down.
It's what's gonna happen.
Take him down, boys.
So yeah, Jamie plays Rod Villa Gomez. Make sure you go check out the NASCAR Gambling Podcast with Rod and Cody. They're a lot of fun. We're gonna do a crossover with them soon because we have a
we have
specific
another whiskey.
a
them.
Jack Daniels McLaren whiskey.
Mhm.
So
We previously did a crossover, and we had the Whistle Pig Alfa Romeo. Romeo. Dang it. I do not know my racing.
which is right there.
Oh, you have it in here.
I have it right there. That is one of my favorite bottles of whiskey
Mhm.
because it's just so unique.
It's hard to find now too.
Yeah. This is kind of interesting. I know you have your special stash of kind of higher end whiskeys in your office. I kind of collect more of just what is really some of my favorites.
Favorites. It's favorites.
Is it? Okay.
Some of my favorite. Yeah, my.
Well, like
Yeah.
is Blanton's one of your favorites?
I have Savage and Cook in there,
Yeah, I know.
and
you
I
do. You
have
Savage
no
and Cooks,
Blanton's is actually not a favorite,
but
but it's in there
because it's Blanton's.
I love the bottle.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like not all the ones, but I'm starting to build this. So I've got the Whistle Pig Alfa Romeo. I've got Savage and Cook's Bloody Butcher, which is
And you got
that's number
Balcones.
1 for me. And then I now have Balcones Lineage, which we tried it for the first time 2 Mondays ago, I believe.
Mhm.
And it is catapulted to I wanted to say top 10, but I think it's a top 5. I love the Balcones Lineage. So Nick Fortune, he lives in Adele. I got it at the Adele liquor store, and that one is just amazing. It's very different.
You're just giving out people's locations left and right on this show today.
His address is. Hang on, let me pull it. No, I'm just kidding. Who else's location?
Oh,
did I
you
give
gave out Josiah's. You gave out.
I said that Josiah grew up in Minnesota. Is
He
that
didn't
wrong?
grow up. I don't know how I feel about that statement. Anyway, let's just move on.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Which was your favorite?
Mine.
Okay.
Let's go. Okay, sweater weather, old fashioned. There's just something about this. Like, it is the perfect recipe. Would you disagree?
She's very passionate about her sweater.
I
weather.
am.
No, you make it very well.
It's
I will say
very
that.
good. It's
This one,
simple but so good.
I would have liked a cube in there to just have it just a tiny bit colder.
colder.
A big
The
old
cube.
but-
Well, the cube was challenged to begin with because it was like half an inch thick. It was supposed to be a big one.
That's what she said.
We're done. Not enough water got in that little ice mold.
Half an inch thick. It was supposed to be bigger. Yeah, I made that earlier today. and it did not
otherwise-
work out.
Of the 4 new ones that we haven't had before, the very first one with the roasted rosemary, basically.
Yes.
I should say burnt rosemary because you torched it for a second. So that honey maple whiskey smash is so perfect. Like, it's Christmas in a glass. Like, everything about it, when you're the taste, the smell right before you taste, it's Christmas. It just smells like Christmas, tastes like Christmas. Has a really good it's all well balanced.
Yeah. And
Um,
I'm gonna give a huge shout out to Breckenridge for having a really good
Mhm.
whiskey, but I'm gonna continue
And
to
we-
shout out our winter set honey people, Todd and
yes.
Terry Scott,
I do
with Bad Bee
think
Honey.
doing like a local honey. Well, for one, it's important to have local honey because then you're getting all of the like stuff in the environment from the bees around you.
Yeah,
collected
yeah.
all the pollen, and like it
it's
helps
great for
with
allergies.
your
and-
immune system, allergies, all this stuff. So our honey is just a couple miles away from us,
Yeah,
and
they're very nice people too.
Yes.
I picked up some honey from them, and Todd even he's working on a Serrano honey that
Mhm.
he gave me a bottle of. He's still in the works of testing it out, but really appreciate them. They're really fun people.
absolutely.
Shouldn't tell them that we're thinking about having our own bees.
I
huh?
want to have bees. I know exactly where I'd put them. I'm gonna do like a whole like bed of all the wildflowers. I'm already
Mhm.
gonna do the wildflower thing anyway in the pasture. So we're right by the river. They have water.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm giving shout out to Bad Bee Honey and
Mhm.
Breckenridge. So, my dad's saying, because my parents are coming this Friday for Christmas
Yes.
celebrations, we are excited, and he expects a pitcher of each to share this weekend,
Not the
but
molasses.
not the molasses.
You should smell the molasses. Maybe we'll just put the molasses one in the fridge for you because we're not drinking it. And you
Mine's
can
almost
smell it.
gone.
You drank it.
Yeah,
Why?
because it's Savage and Cook bourbon. I'm not wasting
But it
that.
tastes like a tree,
I don't care.
like tree bark.
Savage and Cook bourbon just warms my heart no matter what. So
No, that whatever you did in that drink, I didn't make that one.
it's the molasses.
It just doesn't go. Don't
It's
do molasses.
too much molasses.
Too much.
If
Maybe
you switch this to maple syrup,
A
it would
half
be
ounce
amazing.
of molasses seems like a lot. I would maybe do a fourth of an ounce or just no molasses.
A half ounce of maple syrup, but we didn't want to have too many maple
Mhm.
syrups. But if you did that, I bet this would be amazing.
Maybe.
No maybes. It would be.
I don't know. Like with the
With
and
the
you did
clove.
there are cloves in there?
There are 2
Okay.
cloves in each of ours. One of them is muddled. One of them is not.
So you put 4 cloves in it.
Yes, I don't think
You
that.
overcloved it.
I don't think that changed the taste much.
I think
but,
so.
We have Brer Rabbit molasses. I don't know what that means, but
don't either.
Miranda has grandma's molasses. Right?
Mhm.
It's grandma's molasses.
Molasses. Please stop it. You're killing me.
I just can't look at It says grandma's molasses, and that's probably why it doesn't taste great. Do you have anything else you'd like to add before we get everybody out of here?
No,
Semifinals. Good luck.
Good luck, everybody. And we will see you on Monday.
If you try any of these cocktails, tag us on social media.
Let us know what your favorite is. Please
Yeah.
stay away from that Christmas old fashioned. Is that what it was called?
Holiday
Holiday
it was
old
called.
fashioned.
They're PC. They say holiday.
Holiday.
Old-fashioned.
Stay away from it. It's not. It's just something about that recipe is not good. But we got to try it for you so that you know it's bad.
Yes.
Everything else that we made and tried was good.
I'm going to put all 5 of these, including your bad sweater weather,
My sweater weather
old-fashioned,
old fashioned.
on our social medias.
Mhm.
So make sure you check that. Molasses and the Irish brown bread. Your Irish brown bread is delicious.
I like molasses. Like molasses is fine. In this,
You have been making homemade
brown sugar. Mhm.
using molasses and then just sugar. So it's not that we don't like molasses. This is just too much molasses, I think,
Mhm.
but not enough to offset it. But anyways, yeah, it would be awesome if you would try one of these and tag us, or just make a drink and tag us. We appreciate that too. It's fun to see what you guys are drinking, even if it's water, or even if it's our unofficial sponsor, Liquid Death. Do you have anything to add?
I'm
before we get-
surprised Liquid Death didn't make it into the fizz one. Instead of
I
like
really
an orange
thought about
one, you're
it.
gonna do like the mango chainsaw.
I really thought about it, but I was like,
or no,
"Ah."
there's a blood orange one, right?
There's an orange one, yeah. I don't know about
Isn't
blood
it?
orange, but there is orange.
Yeah.
But I wasn't out and about to find that. I just was like,
Mhm.
this is what I'm going with. So we don't know if we're gonna have a Monday show. It's up in the air.
Oh, I just said see you Monday.
Well,
Apparently,
I thought we didn't know.
What is Monday?
Well,
We don't
we
know.
might have holiday plans.
We might.
do not know.
Yes, I apologize for that. We might be out the week of Christmas.
But we will we'll make sure to stay active on our social
Mhm.
medias. If you have any questions, you can reach us on Twitter or Instagram or the Discord, sg.pn/discord.
We'd have a Thursday show next week, wouldn't we? What is Thursday, the 26th?
Yes, we can have a Thursday show for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah, so we just might see you guys in a week. Monday, I forgot. I don't know where my mind's at
That'll
in these
be,
cocktails.
I'm about to start. I might have
Mhm.
to have you close this show out because I got something in my throat.
All right, Justin. You have nothing else to say?
I've got nothing else to say.
Going once, going twice. Sold.